Hi.
So today, me and my baby girl, we read the book of Jonah. We have the Bible right here. So in the book of Jonah, it talked about how Jonah was running away from the Lord and his duties, his spiritual duties of being a messenger for God. God could have used anybody for this, but he chose Jonah. And this story is so special to me because this was my absolute favorite story when I was a child, and I wanted to share it with my daughter. So what I want to talk about is how influential Jonah actually was in this book. Even when he ran away, this was a part of Jonah's journey, because those sailors that he was on the ship with that, you know, pleaded with him, you know, please tell us what to do to make your God happy. And he said, throw me into the sea since it's my fault. When those sailors threw him into the sea and saw that the sea calmed down, they were in awe because they believed in other gods than the one true God. So they were so awestruck by that they actually became believers in God. So Jonah, you know, even though he was running away from the Lord, he still, you know, was able to save souls for the Lord along his journey. And even after, when he was in the belly of the whale, he, you know, asked for God's forgiveness. Yeah, this is her book. It had a little story of Jonah and the whale. Jonah and the big fish. So she was reading that with me.
That's my favorite one.
It is. See. Okay. Do you have any questions about how Jonah was in the whale? What?
Did Jonah ever get out?
He did. Remember, I read it and he prayed to God. That's just what I was saying. He prayed to God and he asked for God's forgiveness and to give him life, because he reminisced on how God had helped him before, and God opened the fish's mouth and Jonah survived being in the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. So he did come out, and what he did was he traveled to the city that God told him to travel to, and he gave them God's message, which was, God will destroy the city because you guys are not obeying him. So with Jonah completing that mission, he was able to turn that city from their wicked ways, and they were able to accept God. And God is a very forgiving God. So what God did in return is he had mercy on these people and he let them live instead of destroying their city. And this was all in God's plan. And at the end of it, Jonah was very upset, because he said, this is why I ran away in the first place, because I know that you're a very forgiving God and you were going to have mercy on these people. So what was the point in me giving them that message that they would, that, you know, they would be destroyed and they were wicked? So Jonah, at this point, he did not understand that the power behind his message, the power in his delivery, the power of his journey, saving souls for the Lord along his journey and coming full circle to completing his mission and actually, you know, putting his voice out there. There is power in that, and God uses who he chooses. So there was a reason why God set Jonah specifically out on this mission, and he was able to turn not just those sailors, you know, souls over to the Lord, but a whole city. I think it was 120,000 people. And God basically told Jonah, how could you be angry at this when souls are being saved? Do you have any more questions? What?
So, is that Jonah?
Well, Jonah, we don't know what Jonah looks like because he's in the Bible. We don't know what anybody in the Bible looks like.
But he's wet.
Well, yeah, on your book, that's Jonah.
Okay, carry on.
You don't have no more questions?
No.
Jonah was angry at the Lord's mercy for these people. Should Jonah have been angry?
No.
Why not?
Because he is being too angry.
Yeah. And why else? Because God saved the people, right? So isn't that a good thing?
Yeah. But you shouldn't be angry if you did something, and you should just stop being angry.
Especially if you did something good, right? Yeah, because when you do good things, doesn't God give you blessings?
Yeah.
And he gives you lessons
Yeah.
to learn from.
Yeah.
And then when you learn from those lessons, you have a much, much better and successful life, right?
Yeah.
So even at the end of Jonah's mission, he was still angry. So in life, when things happen, I use the example of Mommy's car accident. Sometimes God uses things like that to get our attention, right? And sometimes God tests us to see if we will still be strong in our faith. Because even though, you know, so many things happen at once, and so many things happen that, you know, you think is backtracking you, or, you know, taking steps back, like the loss of my car. I have a rental now, so, you know, I'm blessed to have transportation. Even though you think that something is meant for your harm or meant for your bad, God really means it for your good, because he wants you to stand strong in your faith. And he wants to challenge you on this journey of faith. Because in the end, when you obey God, it's a bigger picture than just what you see. God's thoughts and ways are not like our ways. So it's much bigger, just in your own eyesight. It's much bigger to God. Like God said, you know, you saved 120,000 people. You know, you saved people along the way. Even when you disobeyed me, I still protected you, because you still, you know, were able to show these sailors the way. I still protected you in the belly of the fish, because there is a bigger purpose for you. And it was just up to Jonah to understand that his words mattered, and what he said mattered, and what he did mattered, because there's a bigger picture to that. God had to gather him together and basically tell him that I'm still here. You can't run from me. All around you. I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to forsake you. Even when you're in that belly of the whale, I'm still here, you know. I'm still here to save you. I'm still here to help you out of that situation. So, you know, God's there for you. You just got to be there for God. That's all he wants you to do, is focus in on, you know, the things that you have to do. So tonight's Thanksgiving. I had my baby girl here with me today because it's only 7:30. Her bedtime is 8 o'clock. And it's Thanksgiving. Say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.